Let's talk about Lil Durk. There's been a big update. This is Fresh Hiphop Opinion with your guy Oleezeh. Don't forget to subscribe. So Lil Durk, he's in hot water and the water's not getting any colder. He's been locked up for over a year for the 2022 murder for hire of Quando Wando. They were shot at. It's alleged that Lil Durk got a couple of his guys, several guys, to fly from Chicago to LA to take out the hit on Quando Wando. I believe it was at a gas station where Quando was at with his cousin. Quando ended up surviving the shootout, but his cousin unfortunately and sadly got hit and died at the scene and lost his life. Of course, this was all over Lil Durk's friend and artist King Von losing his life after getting into an altercation with Quando Wando. And after this situation, the whole internet was going crazy, speaking, atting Lil Durk, as in, when are you gonna slide for Von? Get revenge. Get the payback. Now apparently, or allegedly, the pressure got to Lil Durk. And that's when he sent out these guys to go out there and carry out the hit on Quando Wando. Quando Wando himself is actually locked up right now for separate sort of charges. I believe it was to do with drugs. But there has been some very bad news for Lil Durk recently. DJ Academics revealed there's been court documents that have revealed that a confidential witness has come out saying Lil Durk hired for 6 different individuals to get murked, wiped out, end their life. I don't know if these 6 hits on these individuals were successful or not, but court documents say that, and it's a confidential witness who has confirmed this. Academic said this on his social media. The snitch in Lil Durk case claims he put out 6 hits that he knows of. Why are they capping on Smirk name like that though? Academic's always gotta make a little joke in there. Did you see the wording? Academic said 6 hits that confidential witness is aware of. So there could be loads more, hella more, maybe a dozen. I don't know, it's all allegedly. But I know it must seem doom and gloom for Lil Durk and his fans and his family. But he's got great legal representatives. Drew Findling is representing him, and he had some high profile wins in recent times as well, so Durk is definitely in good hands. A lot of people feel like he's one foot into prison for the rest of his life, but I haven't seen anything that's really been concrete from the feds so far. Though they say when the feds come for you, it's kind of curtains for you. But you should find some solace and comfort the fact that Diddy pretty much beat the feds, even though he's got to do 3 or 4 years behind bars. But Drew Findling said this: while the indictment alleges that the co-conspirators carried out various acts at the direction of Mr. Banks, flying to Los Angeles, tracking, stalking, and attempting to kill Quando Wando by gunfire, and procuring the firearms and equipment used to do so, it fails to give any specifics. When, where, how, and to whom did Mr. Banks give these alleged directions? To ensure the basic fairness of this trial, the defense is entitled to know. And Drew Findling went on to say, what the indictment fails to tell us are the very things the defense is entitled to know. The operative facts underlying the government's theories of Mr. Banks' guilt. There is no allegation here that Mr. Banks physically participated in the stalking and shooting at issue. Yeah fam, so a whole bunch of legal entanglements there. And it's true. If you look at it, so far it's all just hearsay that Durk was behind this. Yeah, people might believe it might have been him because King Von was his friend, but just because someone was your friend doesn't mean that you were behind the plan. There were other OTF members who would have been down with King Von that would have wanted to take revenge for him losing his life. Does it look bad that Durk probably paid for these guys to fly from Chicago to LA? Yeah, but that doesn't ultimately mean there's any physical evidence that he was behind it. If one of these guys went and did something to someone else, does that mean Durk arranged that one too? You can't put it all on the ringleader, the guy at the head of the organization. But unfortunately, this is going to be going back and forth for a while. Durk's already been in there, like I said, over a year being locked up, and his trial is not scheduled to start until January 2026. So he's still got a few more months before this all gets to trial. Although his defense team are pushing for a dismissal. And also I believe I remember saying or hearing that they didn't want to be tried with the other co-conspirators, the actual shooters and stuff. He wanted a separate trial. And Lil Durk's his wifey, India Royale. She has put a little bit of sunshine on this very dark time on Lil Durk's life. She posted this online showing her utmost support for the Chicago MC. She posted this sweet picture on her story, then wrote this: "The whole world can go sour on you. I'm never switching up." That's right, girl. Stay with your man. If anybody really looking at that like, yeah, right, these two have been together for a very long time. I'd probably say about 10 years or so. So this is not one girl that's just around because he made it all rich and famous. She's showing that longevity, that real love. But in other news about Durky, like I said, this is an update, people. Keep up. He and his team have requested that the jurors are remaining public and not private, just to make the whole trial fair. Now I know what you guys are saying. Of course Durk wants them public, so he can send hits on all of them and their families. Allegedly. But nah, to be fair, he just put it out there with his team, so it's a fair trial. And everybody is entitled to a fair trial. But unfortunately for Durk, prosecutors are saying they need to keep the jurors safe, and they could be at risk if they are kept public. Prosecutors use this as an example that a judge received many threats from OTF members allegedly, which will strengthen the argument that the jurors should be kept private and secret, so there can't be any risk of any harm coming to them. Which, to be fair, if a judge received threats from OTF members allegedly, then a juror, that would be no problem for an OTF member to send threats if that was actually true. A little bit of good news for Durk though is the feds have not found anything on his Twitter and his iCloud that ties him into these murders. So you just gotta wonder though, what do the feds have on Durk that even puts him involved in this murder for hire? Can it just be relying on snitches? Because a snitch on its own or multiple snitches shouldn't be enough evidence to tie someone to a murder. The feds don't come for someone when it's just someone saying it. There has to be something physical, some real evidence that ties him to this crime. You can't just say, hey, these are OTF members, they use the OTF credit cards, it must be Durk that sent them. Because like I said before, the defense can just say these guys all had a relationship with King Von as well. These guys all had a motive to get revenge on Quando Rondo. So that alone is not enough. But I'm not a lawyer, I don't know. Maybe it is enough. But I think for the feds to be coming, they must have some more serious evidence tying him to this attempted murder and the murder of this other individual. But we'll just have to wait and see. But that's just my opinion. I want to know yours. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And for just a few dollars a month, you can support the channel. It'd be much appreciated. Exclusive content just for you. This is Fresh Hiphop Opinion. Peace and love.